Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy motivational Monday. I am here with Donna Izzard, affectionately known to those who know and love her as the DI. Donna is a minister, Donna is an author. Donna has several businesses, multiple revenue streams, you guys, and she is one of the educators at our Project Rise retreat. We are excited. We are here to talk this evening about empowering your business with faith. So we want to talk about a couple of things that can help you strengthen your faith. It's important when you're operating a business because sometimes it gets scary. Sometimes we don't know the correct move to make. Sometimes we don't know if we should do a thing, if we shouldn't. And that's because we're not plugged in to where we need to be plugged in. We're still operating in fear. We're still operating like, well, what if this goes wrong? I don't know. I don't know if I can afford to do the thing that really is on my spirit to do because I don't know how this is going to happen or that's going to happen or I have to sustain all this other stuff over here. Or I don't know if I'm talented enough. I don't know if I'm ready to sit at that table or be in that room. Well, guess what? We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, this evening, honey. That's what we're going to do. And I have just the perfect person to share with you guys about operating your in your faith and operating the business that God has chosen you to be the CEO of. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you the DI, Donna Izzard. And Donna, would you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to come and speak and to share this evening. So I'm the D.I. I'm a disruptive innovator and a divine instigator. I am the D.I. I hail from the Harlem, USA, Harlem, New York City, where the famous Apollo Theater is at. And I'm also I'm an MBC, so I'm a minister with businesses and a career. And I'm excited. I teach people how to do business God's way. I teach people who God is, who they are. What's your role? What's my role in doing business? And I believe that if we just get in alignment with who God says He is, okay, as it relates to business, that it's a game changer. So I promise you that I heard God and I heard God clearly. So that's what I'm here. I'm here tonight to just be an inspiration, an innovator, and to share with you what God told me, what God shared, what God told me. Okay, as it relates to business in the marketplace.
All right. Well, I'm excited to dive on into this because there's a paramount rule that you operate and you have listen, let me say this about Donna. Donna is one of those people that walks the walk. She's not just a talker, she's a walker. And so she's very transparent about everything. If you ever have any questions about her life or what her business looked like, how it evolved, or what it is that she does, or what it is that she did, because we all got, we all got a past, or whatever the case may be. She's just that transparent. And your paramount rule, I want you to share that with the people, the one that changes the game, the one that opens the doors and just move mountains. Go ahead and give that rule.
Okay, so and thank you, Lorna. Thank you again. So this is the rule. I said I'm a minister. I have businesses. I don't have just one business. I have multiple streams of income, right? And I'm also in corporate America. Yeah, I'm that chick. But the only way I could be that person is first and foremost, I had to acknowledge. See, I acknowledge God as being the owner. It's not my business. It's not my business. It's God's business. How do I know that? Because God told me that. I used to be one of those people, Lorna, who operated as I was the owner. I was this, I was that. And then when I got into business and I was training and coaching clients, I would tell them, oh, if you want to start a business, if you run a business, the first thing you got to do, I would tell them, you got to make God the CEO. I would tell them. Until one day I was in my prayer closet, Lorna. One day I was in my prayer closet and I heard God clearly. God checked me, and he checked me real good, y'all. God said, how? How were you teaching people to make me the CEO of what I already own? I said, what you say to God? Why are you teaching people to make me the CEO of what I already own? God said, I am not the CEO, Donna. You are the CEO. I chose you to execute my orders in the earth. God said, you must acknowledge that I am the owner, Donna. And he didn't just stop there. He said, I'm the owner, Donna. And when you acknowledge that I'm the owner, my business will not fail. My business will not fail, cannot fail. When I'm telling you, this happened some years ago, y'all. Now I'm a New Yorker. I know how to make money. I promise you I do. Okay? I know how to make money. So I made money, but I didn't make a profit. Hear me? It's a difference, y'all. But that day, when I heard God, and at that time, I only had one business, I made God a promise that as long as I had breath in my body, that I would teach anybody who would hear. You have to acknowledge that it's God's business. It's not, you will never hear me saying I'm the owner of anything. I am not the owner. I will acknowledge him. I will honor him. It's his business. He chose me, C, to execute, E, his orders. Oh, he chose me. He chose you to execute his orders in the earth. I am the CEO. You are the CEO. Now there's movements around that's talking about, make in the faith business, okay? Make God partner with God. I partner with God. I'm a partner with him about his business. No, fam, we're not doing that because I heard God. He said, my sheep will know my voice, and I know God's voice. And when I got in alignment with acknowledging that it was God's business, Lorna, when I tell you, I was profitable. And not only did God bless me, he chose me for other businesses. He chose me. So when I was in my prayer closet with him, and he checked me, I only had one business. And that was some years ago. So I teach people how to do business God's way. And I don't play any games with it, and nor am I going to apologize for it. So I don't know what you're going to hear tonight, okay? But if you don't hear nothing else, that's free. Acknowledge that God is the owner, and you are God's chosen CEO.
I love that. I love that, because when that happens, there's no more fear. Because we all know that anything God puts his hand in, it can't fail. It never fails. So I had that breakthrough. And I said this on Instagram, February 25th was my last day operating in fear. I used to encourage everybody else. And I believed it. I in my soul, y'all got to step out on faith. You got to, but it's a difference. And I'm transparent. I'm honest about it, y'all. It's a difference when it's somebody else's situation and it's yours. It's easy to encourage others, but when it's your time to step off a literal ledge, imagine this, you hiking in the mountains and you come to a peak and you know that what you need to get to is down there. But you got to step off that ledge. You got to step off that mountain to get to it. Do you believe you can fly? That's the difference. It's here. Do you believe that he has you and you're going to fly and go right down to what it is that he wants you to have? See, when it's other people who are on the ledge and you down in the crowd cheering them on, it's easy to do that. But it's hard when it's you on the ledge. And I had to make the decision, and I made it. Best decision I ever made, okay? It's just open up and surrender and acknowledge that it's his business. But not only that, hear him and let him have his way and do the things that he orders, okay? When I could do that, one door after the other, just opening, blessings on blessings on blessings. I've been looking around this weekend, more support than I ever could have imagined, you guys. More support than I ever could have imagined. And I sometimes ask myself, and I look around and I'm like, Lord, where did this come from? I know exactly where it came from, but it just fills my soul, and I just want to give him the praise and the honor for it. And so fear was my thing that was holding me back. I wasn't doing everything that he asked me to do because I was afraid. I was afraid of a lot of things: judgment, failure, financial issues. If we're honest, we got to tell it like it is. I can't just sit up here and tell y'all, and I can't just tell y'all, oh, it's beautiful over here. Business is beautiful. It's easy. Come on, jump in the pool. You got to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. You have to. And if won't nobody else tell you, I'm going to tell you, it's not easy. And it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, okay? It's just not when you're on the opposite side. But when I tell you, God is an amazing God, he is. And DI is going to tell you a little bit more about all of the things. I think she's having a few technical difficulties, but I'm just here to tell you that fear will hold you back. Fear will get inside your mind and make you believe some things that you are not meant to believe. Fear will keep you from opening a door that you're supposed to go through. And the sad part about it is 90% of the doors that we're supposed to go through aren't even doors for us. They're doors for someone else that need what it is that you have to offer. God knows how to connect people like that. And you're doing a disservice to him when you don't do your piece that he put inside you. He put something in you. I saw you were having some technical difficulties. I don't want to keep talking about what I want to talk about. I want you to give the people what you came to give them.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Listen. It's so important. Everything that you said, Lorna, right? It was a game changer for you. You no longer was in fear. When you learned, how are you going to be in fear about God's business? If you acknowledge it as his business, you in fear of what? Of what? What are you in fear of? There's nothing to be afraid of when you acknowledge that it's God's business. And the biggest thing, so many of us call ourselves believers, but who are the believers who don't believe? Come on, Jesus. The believers who don't, you call yourself a believer, but you won't believe God. See, I heard God. I heard God clearly teach the people, Donna, to acknowledge. Go to Psalm 24, verse 1. Don't believe me. God said everything is mine. Everything belongs to him. But yet, we walking around here. We the owner. We the boss. We this. We that. But God said, he said, listen, this part, this is the part that got me, Lorna. He said, Donna, when you acknowledge, this is simple, y'all. When you acknowledge that I am the owner, my business cannot fail. My business will not fail. So I don't know where you're at, what level, where you're at in your business. Maybe you new, maybe you're aspiring, maybe you're emerging, maybe you're seasoned. And there's some things that just not going the way you want to go. But if you acknowledge God as being the owner, and what I call people do, Lorna's in that CEO prayer class. I tell people, and have a prayer board meeting with God about his business. And I remember some people saying, but I've been praying to God. You've been praying to God about your business, or you've been praying to God about his business? Make a decision. Make a decision of how you're going to show up. Lorna, she's giving this fabulous, this amazing retreat. I said, that ain't your retreat. You worried about what? What are you worried? Y'all, those y'all who don't know me, I'm straight no chasing. This how I get down. I'm a New Yorker, y'all. Okay? But I'm doing it out of love. Out of what my father told me to do. He told me to teach. What are you fearful? How are you fearful? You don't know if this gonna happen. What? I said, it's not your business. Go before the Father. Have a prayer board meeting with God about his business. And when you acknowledge that this retreat is his, I said, watch what's going to happen. Game changer time.
And it was. And y'all know I get emotional. I knew what I was supposed to do, but fear had me paralyzed. And y'all, I know is so many people that's happening to. But we get so caught up in what other people think of us or what we're supposed to show on social media or what we're supposed to have as an image until we're not even given the gifts that he gave us, the justice that they should give. We're not even being able to bless people with the gifts that he gave us. I heard him playing, do it. I was paralyzed. I was like, I don't know if I can. This has happened. It's been a pandemic. You know, if it had been earlier, I had every excuse in the book. And I remember talking to you and you said, Lorna, really, I just need to ask you one question. And I was fine when the question was asked. But the minute you said, what are you afraid of? I broke. Because I finally realized and I finally could verbalize that that's what it was. I was terrified. And I've always been so confident in everything. But this retreat did that to me. Now that's the retreat for me. What if it's your business for you? What if you're afraid to charge your worth because you don't think you can get anybody to pay it? You doubt God's gifts that he's placed in you like that, and you doubt that he chose you to operate the business that you're operating. You're the CEO. You can't have those doubts. You can't have that fear. But these are things, that we'll be talking about a little bit later on. I don't want to get too deep. At the retreat, we'll be talking about those things. But I just want you to know that it's not just you, that you're not alone, and that you do have a system, a support system that will share with you ways to overcome that fear and overcome that doubt and to realize that you got a set of wings on you and it's time for you to fly. I'll turn it over to you.
You said something, and I want to lift up something here. You said, if I could just believe, that I know God told me, but if I could believe, and so I want to, I believe that the audience are men and women of faith, and so I would say to you, go to Mark 9, verse 23. Go to Mark 9, verse 23, and I'm just being the messenger, right? If you can believe, see, this is Jesus talking. Y'all, see, this is what Jesus said. Donna just repeated what Jesus said. Mm-hmm. And Jesus said, Lorna, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. So there are some of you, you don't even believe. You know you got a gift. Okay, you like it, you're doing this, you're doing that. But you don't even believe in what God gave you. He created you in his image. And I often say, I got this quote from God. I was created by the Creator to be creative. And all of us are creative, right? On different levels. But we all are created. But if you would just believe, Lorna's giving a retreat. I remember when I was, first started out, Lorna, even seasoned, right? And I had some fears. Y'all think I always was like this? No, I was not. I promise you I was not, okay? And when it was time, I knew that I wanted to learn some things, right? But it didn't happen. And so I'm going to share something with you, and y'all got to come to the retreat to learn a whole lot more what God downloaded to me and how I help others in terms of the businesses and the different streams, because I'm a prophetic strategist, y'all. I'm a creative genius. Hear me. I can talk to anybody 10, 15 minutes and give you a stream to make some extra money. But that's a whole nother situation, okay? You got to come to the retreat to get more of that, okay? And I remember, Lorna, that I had an opportunity, right? I had an opportunity, and then I just like I got fed up. So I was in my prayer closet, y'all. I was having prayer time with God, and I said, Lord, because remember I said I'm NBC. I'm a minister with businesses, and I'm in corporate America, right? Period. And I said, I'm sick of this online stuff. This is not for me. You ain't called me to be no entrepreneur, because things wasn't happening for me. Things wasn't happening the way I thought they should happen, Lorna. And I was like, no, I'm not with this. This is not happening. I was supporting people. They wasn't supporting me. I was sewing into people. None of that. No, nobody was sewing into me. Okay. But also it just wasn't happening. And so I was just fed up how people was treating one another. I'm new to this thing. So I'm like, I said, you know what, Lord? I'm just gonna stay I'm gonna be an employee in corporate America. I'm not gonna do this entrepreneur thing. And let me tell you what I heard God say. He said, Donna, this is the quote. I'm gonna give y'all a quote now. Change the picture and your performance will change. And then your profits will change. I don't know who I'm talking to tonight. I don't know what picture you have to change. I don't know if it's your prices. I don't know if it's your mindset. I don't know if it's you're investing. I don't know if it's in a coaching, a masterclass, in this retreat. I don't know what that is for you. But let me tell you what it was for me. God said, Donna, you don't know it all. I'm like, what? God said, change the picture, Donna, and your performance will change, and then your profits will change. And I'm like, what? But let me tell you, I had to change the picture because I had an opportunity to invest in a mastermind, Lorna, and it was thousands of dollars. And I was like, I'm not doing that. That's what I said, Lorna. I said, I'm not doing that. That's not for me. But let me tell you something. After that prayer, I heard God. He said, change the picture and your performance will change. And then your profits will change. So you know what I did, y'all? After that prayer, I went and I pushed that button on that computer to join the mastermind. That was thousands of dollars. They wasn't asking me for everything at once. It was a payment plan. But let me share with y'all. That was some years ago. When I changed the picture, guess what? Of how I saw myself. So you got to change the picture and see yourself the way God sees you. See yourself as God's chosen CEO. See yourself. And God said a lot of times we don't want, this is one of my prayer times with him, y'all. He said the reason why we will not invest and do what we need to do is because we don't trust him. What? We don't trust him. He said, you don't trust me, Donna. That's what. You won't push that button because you don't trust me. You are limiting yourself. You are saying, oh, I got to hold on to this because I don't know what I'm going to. He said, you don't trust me. It's my business. And when I press that button, my performance change and my profits change all the way to the bank. So for me, I had to get there. I had to get there, Lorna. I was in fear. I operated in fear. But I promise you, that was a game changer for me. So when I had those opportunities from God to sit before him and learn from him about how to do business God's way, oh, I got a whole lot of that, y'all. I promise you. So I don't know. Some of you have to change the picture. And you have to change the picture at different times, at different seasons. Change the picture and how you see yourself. Change the picture. And if you don't learn nothing, two things, if you don't learn nothing else tonight, learn this. Acknowledge that God is the owner and that you are God's chosen CEO. And then it's time for you to change the picture so your performance can change and then your profits change.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And that's exactly what had to happen. I had to believe and trust that I could take that step. And when I stepped off that ledge that he put me on, or I opened that door that he put me in front of, that I was going to fly and I was going to be doing what he wanted me to do. And when I tell you, I still sit in awe of the things that he put. I wanted a specific place. I was led to a specific place, but the tapestry that he wove, when he put people around me and they said, oh, one young lady, I know how to help you get the perfect spot. More than I could have ever imagined or dreamed. But see, it's not too much for him. It's just what he intended us to have for this. It's the experience that he wants everybody that's there to have. He wants you to understand what it's like to, luxuriate and learn and laugh and make those divine connections, because the connections are the key. I want y'all to get some floral instruction from Leah Williams. I want Tawanda to teach you guys how to plan a seamless event and have that blueprint. I want William P. Miller, who, by the way, I'm in Orlando with right now, and I got a heck of a nice view for an office for the next couple of days. To see him do what he's doing on this level down here with the Jack and Jill convention. Y'all, this property that we're at, every ballroom is bought out. There's trussing. Trusses going up everywhere. Lighting, AV specialists, murals all over walls, okay? That used to be one color in a hotel. Now they're all branded. Like, to see this come together is priceless for me. So I can just imagine with somebody else, but to have the chance to sit with William in a room and talk to him about this, to pick his brain and to connect with him so that you may be able to come work with him on something like this. That's the key. You're not, it's just amazing. And I know everybody that is going to be there educating is divinely chosen by God to be there, because something is brewing. Something amazing is going to happen. I'm not even privy to what it is, but I'm following my orders, and I'm not afraid of those orders anymore. He said, put it down. I'm going to provide you the space. He did. And he keeps adding pieces to the opportunity. Now LEB is doing the design. So we got 2 designs going on. Could you imagine working with LEB on an LEB design? I'm going to be working. So, and now the balloon gent from What's Poppin' has said, guess what? I want to be a part. Everybody just wants to pour into people. And nobody can make that happen but God. And I got some more surprise people that are saying, hey, I want to be a part. Y'all going to be so shocked. I'm so shocked. I can't even take it all in. But I give all the honor and glory to God. They're doing it for him, for his glory, not for mine. It's not about me. It's just what it says. It's a project to help you rise. So if it doesn't matter where you are in your business, whether you new, whether you experienced, if you're just contemplating starting a business, you better come on. Because why would you start at the bottom when you can start with the top tier? Why would you do that? We all say the same thing in this industry, y'all. We tell this story. Well, when I started, I was working for free. I was working for my family. I planned some family events and they was just wearing me out, y'all. And finally I said, I got to charge something. Now, ain't that the story we tell? If you contemplating starting an event business, come and learn how to do your pricing now, so that when the first family member hits you with that, you say, I certainly can, and here is the invoice.
Come on now.
Here is your invoice. I certainly can, because I learned from the best of the best of the best. We don't all have to make the same mistake or go through the same process. It's different for everybody. And I'm just excited to have DI here tonight, y'all, because when I tell you she gets me worked up, and she has helped me see some things in myself, truths that I was avoiding. I'm here encouraging everybody else, and I'm paralyzed by fear. It feels so good to say that, because when I realized exactly what it was, I wasn't labeling it fear. And it's so many of y'all that are probably going through it that need to understand how to overcome that, to know you got some strong wings and you're ready to fly, because you're operating God's business and you don't have a thing in the world to worry about. You just need to be able to hear him and make the moves he tells you to make. I was so y'all, VIP sold out at this retreat before the other rooms, the other spaces. VIP now. That means that the top tier,
wow,
sold out first. It's gone. I couldn't do that. I was afraid though. He said, let me blow on in here and show you in an epic fashion. I'm gonna show you majorly. The one you probably thought you was gonna have the most trouble selling out. I'm gonna show you what I can do. And when I tell you he did that, he did that.
It's his retreat.
He did that.
It's his retreat.
Because he's gathering his people for what's supposed to transpire. He's gathering his people to hear the truth. He's gathering the people to make the change. He's creating a safe space for those people who operate faith-led businesses so you can be celebrated. You know, say you love the Lord if you love the Lord. Say he's the owner of your business if you acknowledge and know that he is, you know. Say that you pray and you ask for guidance in your business. Say that you are grateful for the profits that he gives you. Say that he sends you the clients you're supposed to have. There's nothing wrong with that.
Listen,
The world would lead you to believe that it is.
let me,
I'm going to tell you that it's not.
let me share with your audience, Lorna. So I've been in this space for a minute, right? And I came into this space where I am today. I've been in this space just the same way, okay? No changes in terms of people knew when I came on the scene that I was not going to apologize about God. And when I started coaching with people, some major names, right, Lorna?
Mm-hmm.
They was like, Di, don't be so churchy. It's what they were saying to me, Lorna. Don't be, you always talking about God. Don't, you got to be careful with that. And I said, huh? Like, what they talking about? Like, what you talking about? And I was like, okay. And I tried that for a minute. I'm like, I didn't feel right. I didn't feel right, Lorna, because it wasn't me. But let me tell y'all something. Them same coaches, and we going some years ago, who was telling me, don't be so churchy. Let me tell y'all know I'm going to tell it. Hear me and hear me well. Those same coaches that was telling the DI, don't be so churchy. Don't be talking about God so much. Them same coaches, guess what, y'all? Every time I turn around now, what? You talking about God. Why? Because it's the new sexy thing to do. Why? Because everybody now, because everybody and their mama's a coach. Now, I'm just going to be real with y'all. Everybody is an author, speaker, coach. So the clientele, they kind of dried up some. So now they figure, well, let me start talking about God, right? So I could get some of those faith people. Let me start talking about God. So now those same coaches who told me, Lorna, don't be talking about God so much. Don't be so churchy. What? And I just sit back and laugh. Like, really? Really? Really now? So I don't apologize for teaching people to do business God's way. I know what God has done for me. I know how God has blessed me. And I'm going to talk about him all the way to the bank.
Amen. You better. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the way you encourage. I love the way you educate. I love the fact that you're a real person. And sometimes we just need somebody we can relate to. We just need to know that people are human. They go through the same things that we go through. They get afraid. They hurt. They misstep. They do the things. But when I tell you it's time to step through the door, I recognized it. And when I did, I haven't looked back. And when I'm grateful because it changed everything. Now I walk into the room as the CEO of God's business. You know what I do? I ask everybody for what it is that I want. And 90% of the time, they say yes. Why? Because it's not the yes for me. It's the yes for God. The heart of kings is in his hands. So he can move anybody where he wants them to be. And y'all, it's about what somebody else is supposed to take from you. And when you're not operating in your gift, and when you don't step through that door, and when you don't stretch your wings and exercise them, it's like a baby bird. They'll never learn to fly if they don't try. But once they stretch the wings and they exercise them, they become strong. And before you know it, they glide. They glide. I am not afraid because I know he's making provisions for his own business. When my mindset changed, everything changed. So I'll ask, and they give it to him because he's commanded that. And if we give like we're supposed to, we're giving to somebody that we don't know is watching, we don't know is listening, or maybe we do. Maybe they said to us, hey, I need some help with something. That is how the next thing you teach, sow, serve, and support happens. So don't deprive, don't dishonor God by not operating in your gift, by operating in fear. Don't dishonor him, because with God at the helm, what are you afraid of? And we said on Instagram, looking left, looking right, talking about imposter syndrome. We worried about if we're going to be good enough. You're good enough for who he's sending you to. Because see, we're all angels in the earth. We got to bless people. We have a ministry to a specific set of people. My people may not be the same people that DI's. Some of them may overlap, but it may not be. Maybe I got a group he gave to me. She got a group she gave to her. And collectively, imagine what we have. That is the premise of Project Rise, period. It is showing us how much greater we can be when we're together. That is what it shows us. It's a collaboration. And more people are wanting to add a piece to that collaboration. And who am I to limit that?
Amen.
All I've done was listen to him and go to the place that he told me to go to and secure it. Because you know what he said? We work so hard. We put smiles on everybody's faces. All we do is create memories for people. We have to create some for ourselves. We have to have a place that we can refill. Refill. Look, it's another word. We have to have that space. We have to have that place where we can relax. So we're going to laugh. We're going to make some connections, and we're going to continue to help each other, because y'all in this industry, we got to be the change we want to see. We can't be just talking about it. We got to be about it. We have to be about it.
Yeah.
We can change this thing. We can. But we can move mountains together. We can. And I can't wait to see just like all of the pieces come together, and the beauty and the immersive learning, the hands-on. You're not going to walk away empty. You're going to walk away so full it's going to scare you. I've already been assured of that, so I'm not worried about it. But anyway, Di, I know it's time for us to wrap. We've been here quite a long time, a little bit over an hour on both sides. So I want to let you have the final word for anything you might want to wrap up.
I just want to share that during the pandemic, right, where it hit the event industry really hard, right? And so I'm not in the industry per se, but one of my revenue streams is I got a cake and a cupcake business, y'all. So, and I do, events on a small scale. Okay. But anyway, the one thing that God gave to me, Lorna, was during the pandemic to share with others is that stop looking to your left, stop looking to your right. And God said, run your race, Donna, at your pace. Run your race at your pace. Stop looking to the left. Stop looking to the right. Keep your focus on God. Run your race at your pace. You may say, you know what, Lorna? I can't do a ton of things, but you know what? I can come to this event. And you may not be able to go to other, you may have to sacrifice, but you're running your race at your pace. You've got to run your race. You got to stop worrying about somebody telling you. And I remember when I first even started, Lorna, in being an entrepreneur, I wouldn't even tell nobody what I was investing in these coaches or masterminds. Because guess what? Surely people in my family, they wasn't ready for that. But I promise you, when you run your race at your pace, and when you know that it's God's business cannot fail. But you got to change the picture, and your performance will change.
Amen. 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 Listen, when I tell you, I'm so excited that you're going to be a part of this retreat. I am so excited. about what God is going to do. I'm excited for what he's already done because y'all, he made a major change in me as I began to plan and do what he wanted me to do. So I just I don't know. I'm at a loss for words because I guess I'm on the backside of it, seeing every piece of this puzzle that he's put together and how he keeps adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. And I'm not out here looking, y'all, saying, "Oh, come be a part of this." I was just as shocked as everybody else last week when Ellie said she was going to do a design. She was there supposed to teach you how to do a personal brand shoot. She said it wouldn't be a brand shoot without some design from LEB. It wouldn't be, an LEB experience. So I want to give you that. Then the balloon gent reached out and he's like, listen, What's Poppin' wants to be a part of it. What can we do? Is there a space that we can, come in? I've had one person after another, after another, after another reach out. And when I tell you that it's just been overwhelming for me, like I have no words to convey. And I wonder now, what were you afraid of? What were you afraid of? He's bringing systems. He's bringing corporate sponsors that can help you. He's bringing a planner that has a floral designer. He's bringing, 2 designs that you can be a part of. He's bringing the right photographer, the right videographer. And then when we all come together, we're going to be able to share and make connections. And the connection is the thing that you walk away with that nobody can take from you. So as I look around in awe, like I said, of what William P. Miller is doing here, I'm going to get back down here and do some things with him. I am going to, because it's a learning experience that it's something you can't pay for, being immersed. But being immersed around you is another thing that you can't pay for. Because, baby, when I tell you we leaving here tonight fired up and ready to go, yeah, I'm fired up. I'm just saying. So I thank you, Donna. I thank you for coming to share and to sit with us. And yeah, God's favor. Listen, somebody in comments is saying it just like it is. Nothing but God's favor. So I thank y'all for joining us tonight. I thank you guys for being a part of this. This is it's amazing. It really is. It's been a crazy ride, and whether you can come or whether you can't, I will chronicle it. I want you to see exactly what he does, but I want you to believe in yourself and have faith enough to take the chance. Let me say this, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Tonight is the last night for the 4-payment plan. After that, it's gonna have to go 3 payments because there's not 4 months left. You know what I'm saying? So this is the last July 25th is the last night for the 4-payment plan. Next week, it'll go to 3 payments. Like I said, VIP is already sold out and the rooms are moving quickly. So if you're interested, take a chance on yourself. That's all I can say. But trust God, because that's not a chance. That's a certainty. All right, y'all, that's it. We got to go, and it's been real. And thank you, Donna, once again for coming to bless our souls. And y'all take care. This Monday evening, I got to go do some running with Mr. Miller. So we'll see you guys later on. Bye-bye.